Quarterfinals are officially done. I'm joined right now by Biofrost from CLG. Talk about what? Why does that? You're making a face.
Oh my god, it's on her. The beetle's on her.
Oh, on her head? Yeah.
Yeah, it's on her head.
I mean, they could just flick it off. There's a beetle, for those of you that don't know, that's flying around the front of the building. And everybody's freaking out.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Do I have to cut that out?
No. We're going. Anyway, so of course this interview brought to you by Alienware Movement. So, Biofrost, let's talk about how things went in that game against Optic. Because it seemed, well, they're all walking around us right now, but I think we're good. It seemed pretty one-sided, especially, well, that first game was kind of weird. Actually, just tell me your experience of that first game, because watching it, I was like, what the hell is going on?
It felt pretty miserable to play because we're against longer range carries and we don't have any engage. Our only engage was either me Q flashing on someone or Rek'Sai flash knockup. And if you don't win early game with that sort of comp and snowball, you kind of just don't really do anything. So that's kind of what we did for like 45 minutes. I feel like Optic should have won with like how many Barons they got, but definitely Azir was really good at stalling out the game.
Yeah. Ovely had some tweet that was like, how many Barons does Optic need to win this game? 4, 5, 6, 7 plus, whatever. And I guess it ended up being more than whatever they had. Oh, yeah. So I mean, how did you know that you were going to be able to, or did you know you'd be able to win that? I mean, because a lot of people, I think, at a certain point in time, they might just feel like, okay, we can't because we're so far back.
Well, I didn't know that I was going to win that game. It just felt so awful to play, but they kept making like mistakes where they were mispositioned, and I was like, okay, then I think they just need to do that like a couple more times, and we can get back into the game. So then they got caught, like Crown got caught, and then Arrow also got caught. I was like, okay, this is actually really good. And when you win a game like that, it really sets the pace for like the next couple of games because they're all thinking, wow, we really threw, we got like how many Barons that we got, and we still lost.
Right.
And that's in the back of their heads, so it's a really good mental advantage.
So you knew going to the next game, like, okay, they're super tilted.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to play for sure.
A lot easier to play for sure.
We're being attacked by a beetle.
I think it's just flying around aimlessly.
I don't know. It seems like it's targeting me, I'm pretty sure.
You were saying?
Yeah, so I was saying that the next game was really easy to play, and the third game was like the best because I actually got to play out my lane matchup. I feel like we had a good matchup, and we ended up killing Arrow level 1, which is, by the way, my level 1 plan.
Oh, look at you. A little bit of bragging.
Yeah, I just didn't expect him to just be standing there. He should not be standing there. That's not a good spot to stand in.
But it sounds like you said it was your plan.
Yeah, it was my plan.
But then you said you didn't expect it.
So I expected him to stand not at that spot, but at a different spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're feeling pretty good.
It felt pretty good to get that kill. I think it really made us snowball.
Were you surprised at all by the TSM result yesterday?
Yeah, I definitely felt like, I don't know, in the back of my head, I always have like, oh, TSM's legacy, they're going to make it to finals, but I don't think that's their legacy anymore. Once you like break that legacy a couple times, it becomes not the same thing. There's no like same value to it. But yeah, I still didn't expect them to lose.
Okay. So I know we're both of us hoping you guys make it to finals and you win. You know, that's the plan.
No, you're rooting for Peter. Of course you're not rooting for CLG.
I root for the best team to win. I'm just saying, okay, theoretical scenario, something goes horribly wrong, somebody gets sick, you have to sub in Tafo to play, I guess, and you guys lose. And then you go to Gauntlet. Okay. Wouldn't it be sick if it was you guys versus TSM in the final round of Gauntlet to see who makes it to Worlds?
Yeah, that's some definitely some anime plotline there. It would feel pretty bad knocking out like my former team, but at the same time it does feel kind of nice as well. But I want to have like TSM be successful too. So ideally we don't even end up needing to go to Gauntlet.
Okay. So you want it to be like you and TSM and another team going to Worlds?
Yes, if they were actually good.
Okay, but if they're not good, then you don't want them to go to Worlds.
Yeah, I want the best teams to represent NA. And if TSM ends up being one of them, then... Why?
Ali's having a panic attack. So you want the best teams to go. You're hoping that is. You okay? You're hoping that's TSM is one of them.
Protect me.
Yeah.
We're getting invaded on.
You're hoping that's TSM. There's been a lot of conversation on Reddit about, like, oh, look how funny it is that Biofrost and Sven and Double are all making it on. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, if only Hanser had also made it or whatever. Do you see that stuff?
Sometimes when I read Reddit, I do end up seeing it, and a lot of people reminisce about the 2016 roster, and for, I guess, good reason, because I think ever since then TSM hasn't had the same success. But you kind of have to move on at some point, and seeing those comments does make me feel good, but also, like, I want TSM to succeed too.
Okay, going back to you guys will now almost certainly face Cloud9. What do you think are your chances against Cloud9? Because obviously this is a rematch of what we saw a short time ago.
I would give it a 50-50.
Why 50-50?
I think in our tiebreaker match we had some really bad things going on, but it should be a lot closer than that. I think that if we have a good draft plan going into it and we don't play like worse than we usually do, we should have a pretty decent chance of beating them. And I think it's the same for them because they have a really strong mid-jungle duo, and Svenskeren definitely is probably one of the best junglers in the league, running for like MVP. So shutting him down is important.
Were you excited, by the way, when you saw your name pop up on the MVP list?
Yeah, but I shouldn't get it.
Why do you say that?
Because I don't think I played MVP caliber. If you play MVP caliber, you need to be better than everyone else. And I don't think I was like the best support, so.
Who would you say was the best?
Core.
You excited you get to go play it in Detroit?
Yeah, it's someplace I've never been to, and I'm always down for like new experiences.
Very good. Well, people are peeling out now, and the Beetle's gone, so I guess we can wrap up.
No, I have questions for him. I was waiting for the perfect time to crash this interview, but you took forever, and then the beetle attacked. Man, I try so hard to hype up some of these players. I try so hard to give them a perfect opportunity to just go like, I say double if you say trash, double if. Damn it, Vincent. Why? Am I scary to you, or?
I just don't really trash talk people, you know. Peter doesn't trash talk me, I think.
No, he's so nice to you.
Yeah, for good reason.
Do you got dirt on him?
No, I don't have any dirt on him.
He's got dirt on him. That's why he's so nice, because he secretly has dirt on everyone in the league.
We're just good friends. We're good friends.
This is too good to be true. I don't know if I buy this. What did Travis ask you about? Are his interviews better than mine?
I don't know. You're definitely more engaging.
Good. Travis,
Don't let Travis hear that. Don't let Travis
He
hear
won't. You think he watches his own interviews?
I don't know. He might be like, yeah, I need some content for tonight. I'm going to watch my own interview. I don't know if that's the case.
I know. I'm picturing like Travis sitting in an armchair in his living room, pulling up like one of his interviews on the big screen with like a glass of what's like a Travis alcohol?
Oh, just some like nice wine.
Rosé. Rosé, like, well, gotta see how the Biofrost interview went. Dovely!
This was my favorite moment.
It's my favorite interview. If you look right here, the light perfectly catches my good side.
Travis just looking at us, not knowing what's going on.
He has no idea. Okay, did he sign off yet, or did you say hi to fans?
I haven't said hi to fans or signed off yet.
All right, let's hear positive words, potentially hype coming from you in preparation for your game against. Oh, did you see Niski? He already tweeted. He's like, free LG.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, Niski. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay?
Boom! You heard it here first. The very first trash talk coming out of Biofrost. Momentous occasion. Thanks for doing the interview with both me and Travis. This is my YouTube channel now. It's my YouTube channel, so subscribe. You could subscribe to Travis, but then also go subscribe to me. Just type in my name. Drop it in below. Just do it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching my content. I really appreciate it. I am back from China, and I had such a good time. Brodin had maybe too good of a time. I don't really want to get into that. That's his business. I'm not going to talk about it. But I do want to shout out Alienware and Intel for sponsoring our trip over there. We've got some great content coming out from them over the next month and a half before Worlds. We're going to be showing you all sorts of cool stuff from the LPL, from China. It's a whole nother world over there in terms of League of Legends esports. It's honestly, like, I hope LCS at some point in time gets to that level. And we've got some great interviews and some cool stuff. Just please do me a favor and check it out when it hits the channel. I think even if you're not normally interested in the LPL, you might be really surprised by what you see. Again, thanks so much to Alienware and Intel for sponsoring that coverage.